Okay, so the thing I failed to mention in this video, what makes Airtable really special is because it is your single source of truth. So it has all your property information, it has all your guest information, it has all your cleaning information. So if a guest asks a question about the backup door code, it can find that. That's something ChatGPT can't do by itself, but Airtable AI can use ChatGPT and use the internet and then bring all the information in and then be the automation powerhouse that it is to send everything to Zapier. So that's why it takes it to the whole next level. Check this video out, give me some use cases, and we'll continue to improve from there. But there's so much you can do with this, and it is my favorite AI use case right now. All right, thanks, y'all.
Hey everyone, how you doing? Sean McGregor, NoCodeSTR.com. Today I'm going to show you Airtable AI, some of the different things you can do with it. And I'm going to start things off with Google reviews and how to turn a 5-star review you get from a guest on Airbnb or VRBO into a Google 5-star. Very simply, all using Airtable AI to help the process. So first of all, I'm here in an Airtable interface. I don't use this exclusively, but it is pretty easy and pretty cool. You can have different setups based on the stage of the stay, but we're going to focus on the review part to kick things off. But you can see there's certain fields you can edit. You can type in here if you want. You can go straight to the hospitable link, straight to the OpenPhone link. That's brought in via automation. I never have to actually enter that anymore. You see this checkout form that they filled out when they were leaving, so I know they had a great time, right? And I have this summarized conversation so far, AI agent. We'll get to that in 1 second. But we'll go all the way down here. One thing I'm going to show you is that whenever a guest is leaving, if they're not marked as no for having a bad time, I automatically send this message saying, hey, Ashley, thanks for being a great guest. She left you a 5-star review. And if you click this, it's actually an auto-generated, what looks like an Airbnb review, showing them what review I left them. So that goes in a text message within 4 minutes of them checking out, or 4 minutes of them, the review window opening up, which pretty slick, makes it to where they're going to either leave a 5-star also, or they're not going to leave a bad review because, they'd feel bad since you already left them a 5-star. But you can see right now they've not left us a review. So let's go and do this live. I feel like they're going to give a 5-star, but we'll see what happens. I've been wrong before. Okay, so that's sent. Here in just a minute, we should have the review being pulled in. But what I want to show in the meantime is I can hit this run agent. It's going to summarize everything, including these notes. And then it should update both of these along with notes about the guest. I'll just put in here, just left a 5-star review for Ashley. So it's in there. Oh, you can look. The overall review just came in. First time staying in Austin, blah, 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 blah. All right. So we just got that. So now, yep. So spoiler alert, this is what we get to. This is now generated with her review that she just wrote that just got sent. This is a message that I can send her with this click of a button, like saying, hey, can you leave us Google review here? Here's what you wrote. If you can just copy and paste it. Makes it really, really simple. Again, this is brought in automatically in real time. You saw it happen 30 seconds ago. So now I can click that button. Text goes to that guest automatically. She can just copy paste this Google review. Makes it much easier for them. I typically do it where you click that button and then every Tuesday around like 2 in the afternoon or something, they'll actually be sent. That way, if there are any edits to be made, I can do it. But if that was a bad review, the AI would have actually, taken out the bad parts or left that whole chunk out and just said leave a 5-star review as long as it's still a 5-star. But I'm going to hit run agent. It's going to summarize the conversation so far. And what you're going to see happen is that should fill in, and then is the guest having a great time, and notes about the guest should come up here as well. Well, 7-year-old snuck in there, opportune time. But as you can see, it brought in AI summary with all this information, mentioning the dishwasher issue we had, got that fixed luckily. But it brings in everything that happened. You can run this as many times as you want, but you can see it brought an AI summary here and then just left a 5-star review. Ashley, if I go through, click this another time during the day, it'll add it to where it'll say AI summary and then the next time, which is just really helpful because you get to keep track of how things are going. This would be something that I would set up to automatically happen during specific times, and then to update this at specific times. So I always send a second day message day after they start their stay. Let's say noon, it can look through all the messages and update if they're having a great time, or 3:00 in the afternoon, see if they're having a great time, because they normally reply by then. That way I don't have to manually do it. It brings in anything that's happened. It's all updated. This can also be done for pre-stay notes, run through everything, find out that they're coming for a wedding, whatever it is. Super cool, very powerful. Another thing I'll show you, I have a lot. I'm going to run through pretty quickly. This is another thing that's pretty neat, is you can do photos here, just to kind of give you all the use cases. That way you can take a look and see what's possible. But, you can see this photo of a random place in Vermont that I found online. And this is the polished version that Airtable did. I'll go ahead and put a few more in here, so you can see it working while we check this out. I think I did do desktop. Okay, we'll do this one. So we have this photo. I'm going to put it in there. And this actually runs through an automation. So when I click this button, then it will run. But I will show you this. There's an Airbnb caption. And this is what it looks like on the back end. I'll go ahead and switch this to GPT-4 Mini, so it costs a little bit less. But you can write custom instructions and then tell it what to look at. So I'm going to tell it to look at this enhanced photo, and then it's going to generate a under 250 character, basically caption that I can put with that photo. Again, this is more about use case than something I would actually do, but it is pretty cool. Like, enjoy a spacious dining area, cozy living room, charming wood accents, blah, blah, blah. And that's for this one, which, looks pretty good, right? Well, this was that photo before. You can see how kind of dark and dank it is. Might be the same one I'm doing, actually. I look at it. That's a little bit different angle. So we'll see how this one turns out. Normally images take longer, maybe a minute. We can come back to it. But anyway, just to show you some of the stark differences on these. So we have this bunk bed one. And you look again. And that much better, that quickly. Images take longer, and obviously they take more credits. You get 2,000 credits a month with Airtable AI. These take about 100, which is a lot. Almost everything else I show you in here will take 1, 2, or 3 credits total. So we can come back and look at this in a minute, but you can see, here we go. It's happening now. So I'll run the agent. You can set it to be automatic also, but so this just happened. Looks worlds better than that. Again, this is all happening inside Airtable, and I could even have this look at the photo, but then also the property description or any things I want to highlight, and it'll edit the caption based on that. Unbelievable. You can give it all the info in your Airtable, which will be everything for your business. Pick any of it to put in here for the AI to use as a guideline to then write this. And like you saw, you can select any of the models you want. Claude, Llama, Gemini, all of them use different amounts. Let's go to a demo base real quick. I'll show you some other cool stuff. So let's say you have an owner form, like on your website, where people can, do leads. So if I say Brian Chesky, put in a fake number, and then we'll just grab this address, some random place in Austin. And what we'll do here is we will actually, I'm going to submit this form. This is also an Airtable interface type thing. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so it's acting funny down here at the bottom of my loom, but I think we're still rolling, so let's keep going. So we're going to start from scratch this time. I just want to show you just real quick how easy it is. Build a field agent, and I'm going to switch this to 4.1 mini, and I'm going to say edit AI, and I'm going to say look up the first and last name and use the email address to try and find the linked in page of the person that filled out the form, include a website. So I'm using AI here to generate a prompt inside of Airtable AI. And it's going to say, you're a professional researcher, yada, yada, yada. First name, last name, owner email. All right, I'm going to hit create fields. Again, I would spend more time doing this otherwise, but create fields. It's going to find these two guys. We're here, worrying about the house also. So I'm going to say edit with AI. Go here. Say we are a short-term rental hosting group. You can give kind of like site-wide instructions, but we'll just do it this way. Company, please look at this address. Return bedroom, bathroom, count, description of home. Does it have HOA and square footage? Walk score also. Okay. Hit update agent. It's already on mini. I've enabled internet search here. Real estate data analyst specializing in short-term rental properties, yada, yada, yada. So we don't have this information yet. This is what we're looking for. So we're just going to do the address, and we'll let it do everything else. I'm just going to hit create field. We'll see what happens there. So yeah, we got, Sam Altman, his LinkedIn, a Sam Altman, and then Brian Chesky. We can add this and say, please return a one paragraph. Use the email address. Okay, we'll update that. You can hit this to run the agent again. And then here, you can see we have this information about the home. Again, you'd say, Include Zillow URL. We run this again. Again, this is a very quick, version, but I'm just showing you all this information can be pull in automatically. And once you tweak it and you actually put in the work and you put in all the things you care about, when you get information put into a form, this can automatically run. Then, because everything is all about automating the annoying, you can wait until these fields are filled before you send yourself a notification saying, hey, we got a new owner lead from Brian Chesky, and then here's his information, here's what the house is like. You can put in there all the different requirements of what you're looking for in a home, find out, if it meets that criteria, give it a grade, like it's an 85% match or 100% match or a definite no, or it's a hell yes, whatever it is. You make the rules, all these different fields, and the magic happens. Let me do a few more things real quick. Interrupting 7-year-old again. All right, so a few more things real quick, and then, on this, what is an increasingly long video. You can also do this, and imagine this is like a Slack message your teammates send if you need something. And you can say, hold on, let me put it in a note first. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to say, we are looking for a plumber in 7704, that's the zip code, to repair a toilet that isn't working. I'm going to hit run agent. I'm going to show you what happens here. It is going to, short-term rental company that maintains a 5-star standard. Look on thumbtack.com based on the thing. Find all this information. And what's going to happen in this case is it's actually going to bring it all in here. And then over here in maintenance teams, we're going to get all the information. We're going to get a record created for each person. And then we're going to have their information here, be able to click Thumbtack and go to actually view their profile. And then their information's in here forever. So next time we need a plumber, we have those 5 options saved. Next time we need a photographer, those 5 options are saved. And then I always keep track of if we hired them, and then would we hire them again? And then eventually you can train the AI like, hey, there's a plumbing issue. We're going to stay with the top-notch people, yada, yada. So let's go back here. See what's happening. Oh, got to turn the automation on, Sean. Yep, add to maintenance list. So let's pick this real quick. Okay, we're going to generate text with AI. It's good for y'all to see this. This is a pretty cool trick to generate a bunch of records. I'm just going to hit run as configured, and we'll get back over there and watch it. Run tests, come back to data, and then we should see them generate right here. It's always tricky when you're looking at it. Oh, well, that would have worked. Okay. Run as configured. Okay, there we go. All right, so it's in here now. And then look, now we have extra maintenance teams. Boom, boom, boom. Description of them. Link to Thumbtack for this person. So this guy's the plumber. These 2 are handymen. But anyway, it's very powerful to be able to pull this information in. And look, we have a guy that has a 5-star on 1,334 reviews. So that's probably a number you want to keep. He's going to be in, I think that's the guy we just looked at. Might actually look him up. But yeah, 5.0, 1,334. So this guy's pretty legit, can do everything. But that's how easy it is to find what you're looking for. Again, you can see I did photographers before. This is an AI field again that will categorize into one of these or create an option if it doesn't. And then again, eventually you have like all the people you've hired in the past. If you get a message that says, hey, I need a plumber and I'm at this property, it'll automatically go through your list and find the people that you've worked with that you recommend. You can even contact them first. I mean, it's just get your kind of wheels turning on what's possible because it is really cool. This is also something I just built this morning. It's kind of a sample. So I have it to where you have to have either the business name or what you're looking for and then the property. So we're going to do, let's see, movie theater near Swap Loft. And then you'll watch this start to happen. So, we got to hit run agent. Again, you can turn this on to where it automatically runs. And I'm showing this in a slow sample, but this would actually go much faster. And in this case, I have it looking at this address, which is from the property. And that's a really cool thing about Airtable is it brings in all the information about the home, and then you can use it any other part of the database. So Alamo Draft House with the address, with the website URL. Didn't get a description that time, but that's fine. There's a photo. So anyway, that got pulled in automatically. Last thing I'll show you real quick. You could also just say like Loro. Same thing, hit run agent, and it'll find that. Again, this isn't necessarily how I would do all this, but I just want to show that anything you can kind of think of, it can pull it up. And again, this can be a form, this can be a Slack channel with your teammates where they just enter in, hey, we need a good place for blah, blah, blah. And it'll pull all this information in. You can then set automation to return this information to them. And then, all this. I don't know why that failed right there, but anywho, pretty dang cool. Last thing I'll show you is it can actually, we'll delete this, read invoices, driver's licenses, contracts, whatever you have. This is sadly something that happened to me yesterday where our AC went out, so this is not a happy time, but might as well use it as an example. So we got an air conditioning invoice. I'm going to hit run agent. Again, it could happen automatically. I'll click here to show you professional document analyst and market researcher specializing in blah, 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 blah. And then I just say, here's the attachment. And then it is going to go through and it is going to summarize what the document is. And I'll show you. So bulk heating and cooling. Ayuga, a lot of money. So anyway, that information is there. And what I'm having to do is look at it, summarize what it is, find the current market price to see if that's reasonable. Slightly cheaper ramen, but the price reflects comprehensive. Price is fair toward the upper end. So, I mean, that's something, if you get in a bunch of these, you can put it in here, find out if it's, a good, legit thing. Again, this is going with 401 Mini. It's going on the internet per the instructions. And then this one, I believe, finds the alternate companies in the area. So you can also just get quotes from them. But anyway, I hope you see how powerful this is. It's totally crazy. it really opens up a lot of doors, and it's as easy as just saying, hey, I want to create a field agent and I want it to look at this field and pull out whatever information you want, or take this information, go online. And what's really powerful is if you just chain these together to where fill this field, then the next one uses that field, and the next one uses that field, and you can do kind of anything with it. And then, the real world result part of it is you can use it to build things like this that then can help you generate a message like this that will get you 5-star Google reviews, or follow up with that person with a very customized message, or mark a guest as softened where you don't send them a message if they're coming in for a funeral automatically without you doing it. Just set up a time every day or whenever to look at all those messages, summarize it, pick out any important information, and then you're never having to manually go in here and toggle things like this. Yeah. And again, you can just do things where like, oh, so-and-so filled out the form. That means they're out. You can automatically text the next guest this, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. What are your ideas? Give me some information as far as like what I need to, what would be a magic lamp kind of moment for you? What can we build with this stuff? But anyway, hope you see the power of it. It's really cool. Again, this is interfaces. Super neat because you can just click here and add any field you want. Check-in date. Then I'll click here again. Check-out date. And just drag them around. Right. Make it look exactly like you want to for any of this stuff. It's pretty cool. All right, dudes. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Again, Sean McGregor, NoCodeSDR.com. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hope you all have a great summer. And yeah, exciting things coming soon. Appreciate it.